Hello everyone, this is Jyothikamala. As a part of the course titled Indian Economic Policy offered by Professor Saumin Majumdar, Economics Department IIM Trichy, students are supposed to deliver a video presentation on an economic issue pertaining to India. For the same, I have selected the topic Indian Telecom Crisis. It has been no secret that Indian government wished to see India as an eminent leader in startup economy, and in order to fulfill the same vision, telecommunication sector is going to play a central role. But despite that, India seems to be pushing telecommunication sector players into crisis and possible bankruptcy. All of us remember that period where Indian telecommunication field was overwhelmed by several bigger players. But now, we are in 2020 and the situation has drastically changed. We can witness only 3 players, and out of which one, Idea Vodafone, has been in the verge of closing down. Looking back to the background of current telecom crisis, it all started in 1994. After the liberalization, under National Telecom Policy of 1994, licenses were issued to companies in return of fees. But this created a huge burden on companies. Hence, government of 1999 decided to introduce a revenue sharing fee model. Under this, companies were expected to share a percentage of adjusted growth revenue, or the so-called AGR, as an annual license fee and spectrum usage charges. But the dispute started in terms of defining what is AGR. The government argues that AGR includes the revenues from both telecom and non-telecom activities, whereas the company claims that AGR should comprise just the revenues from core services only. By defining AGR like that, companies aims to keep the revenues of interest, sales of assets, etc. from the purview of AGR. In 2005, Cellular Operators Association of India went on challenging the government definition of AGR, and in 2015, the Telecom Dispute Settlement Appellate Tribunal held that AGR will not include capital receipts and revenues from non-core sources. But in 2019, the Supreme Court upheld the Department of Telecom's definition of AGR and asked the companies to pay all the dues. This was a huge blow to all the huge players in the market. They did not pay the dues as well as they were expecting a favorable verdict from the court. The telecom operators' liabilities towards the unpaid government dues, including interest and penalties, is estimated to be a humongous 1.47 lakh crore rupees. Vodafone Idea owes the government $7 billion in AGR dues. The companies which are reeling under the net debt of the companies of 168 billion as of March 2019 has threatened to close its Indian operation if it doesn't get more time to pay up. If Vodafone Idea went into bankruptcy, it will be a huge hit for the banks who are already struggling with bad loans and non-performing assets. Jio, a new player in the market who came into existence in 2016, has been carrying out aggressive pricing tactics which forced the competitors to cut down their prices, which resulted not only in a dent in their profit margin but also a consolidation in the sector. Due to the same fierce competition, it will be difficult for Vodafone Idea to increase their prices to tackle the situation. If Vodafone Idea exit from Indian market, it will lead to a duopoly in the market between Bharati Airtel and Reliance Jio, which will ultimately affect the economy. Because cheap data and almost cash-free calls might turn as a myth of the past. Also, Vodafone Idea has a 13,000 direct employee base who will end up being jobless, which is opposite to the promise of new job creation by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the recent election. So, it is clear that if the current telecom crisis is not settled, it will increase in India's fiscal deficit and it will clearly have various indirect implications on Indian economy.